Good morning, Tuesday 6th of March. This is another carnage caused by a truck driver. A side tipper came down and he just drove through all these cars. The truck gone, apparently fell down somewhere that side. Not sure where.
In the bush?
Yeah.
In the bush there?
Yeah, I think so. No one looked like people survived, but many injuries. A truck came down, you might know this vicinity, coming down from Gateway towards the M4. Pure carnage. A truck came down flying, no brakes, no nothing, just came flying, side tipper. Now can't even break his legs now.
Call from KZN Telcom. Do you want to pick it up?
He better be dead. He better be dead.
Yeah.
My word. This is where it all started.
Call from KZN Telcom. Do you want to pick it up?
Started from
Also, this just in, this Monday morning, a major accident has occurred on the M4 in Durban. It's near Lelusha. A truck has apparently collided with several vehicles. Senior reporter Samantha was actually on his way to court to cover the Emer-G-Med court case, but has now stopped on the side of the road. Hello to you, Dason, and just tell us what we're looking at. I'm seeing a few cars stopping. Just give us an idea of what's gone on.
Garrith, I don't often like to use this term, but it looks like absolute carnage behind me now, because this is the M41 that you're seeing. It's just shy of where this road joins the M4. You'll still hear some sirens as paramedics and other emergency services workers start to make their way towards the scene. At the last count, Garrith, I was told by one of the officials that was at the scene that's working here, just as he went past me, he says to me that I've counted 36 vehicles. Obviously, that's not the final total. That was just by his count as he walked through here. So that should give you a sense of the extent of the damage. So there were a number of cars that were on this road. It's a two-lane road, as you can see, that heads down there towards a sharp bend at the bottom. For those that know this area, they'll know that behind me right now is Gateway, and as you head down this road, you head towards the Durban CBD and towards Durban North. Fortunately for now, we haven't heard of any fatalities, but as I mentioned, paramedics are still on the scene. The motorists that we've spoken to so far are telling us that they saw a truck that was speeding down this road. It apparently rammed into all these cars as they were caught in the usual morning traffic. And as a result of that, it caused this accident, leaving many of the cars turned on its side. When we got here, it had just happened, so there were still people that were trapped in their vehicles, and some of the bystanders, because this had just happened, had also just started to get out of their cars. Sorry, the motorists had just started to get out of their cars. The bystanders have also come in, tried to open up the doors to try to free these people. So right now, it appears as though this area is going to be closed off for quite a while, as emergency services continue to do their work here.
Dason, forgive me, I think I said the M4. Just to confirm, I don't know the area. I know Lelusha relatively well, the main roads. Did you say the M41 or is this the M4? Forgive me for asking what might be an obvious question.
No, Garrith, completely understandable. So this is the M41, which leads to the M4. So we're just probably 100 meters or 200 meters away from where this leads to the M4. And that would be the M4 heading towards the CBD. So in essence, it means that if you're traveling from areas like Mhlanga, or if you're coming from Phoenix or Verulam and you're heading down towards the Durban CBD, this is the accident scene that you would come across. Traffic authorities have already closed off the road further up. So there is going to be a massive backlog this morning as traffic is diverted. You'll see that everyone now is just scrambling to try to locate those that are in the vehicles. On the face of it, Garrith, it would appear that many people were quite fortunate and they did manage to get out of their cars. But I must stress that we must get a final update from authorities after they complete their work here.
No, absolutely. And do we know anything about the truck? What we're seeing, obviously, is as you're walking around, I know you just arrived on the scene, the carnage of the cars. Do we know where the truck ended up eventually? What kind of truck was this? A double articulated truck, a smaller delivery truck that just lost its brakes? We don't know what happened, but what kind of truck size are we talking here?
So the accounts that I've heard so far, Garrith, is that it seemed to be what motorists have described as the big truck, which I would put down as an articulated truck. And they say that just before it happened, there was some kind of screeching sound. Two of the people that were standing here said that to me. So that may be an indication of him losing control. We can't be certain at this point. But as he sped down this road, he would have disappeared around the corner. That's beyond our line of sight right now. So we will try to establish what happened to the truck and the driver. But I also did notice that SAPS was on the scene. They did arrive here. So this would obviously form part of the investigation, trying to locate the driver and try to establish also exactly what it is that transpired.
And Desmond, for the moment, then, thank you very much. Our reporter, senior reporter Desmond Tathia, was actually on his way to cover a court story in the Durban area. This is the M41 towards the M4, Desmond. Thank you very much.
Well, thankfully, there has been no fatalities reported, but I can confirm that it has risen now to 36 vehicles. I'm going to ask Pooh just to walk with me to show you guys what is happening on the scene right now. As you said in your intro, a truck collided with 36 cars that were on this M41 road. Now, we do know that 2 patients had sustained critical injuries, and they have been transported to a nearby facility under the care of IPSS Medical Rescue. I also know that another patient who is in critical condition has been airlifted to a specialist facility by the Netcare 911 helicopter. So as we can confirm right now with you guys, there are no fatalities on the scene. But as you can see, people are still very confused. We spoke to some of the eyewitnesses who said that they don't know what exactly happened. Many are still very disorientated. They are receiving paramedics on the scene, making sure that they are okay. They are receiving assistance from them. Metro Police are also on the ground, speaking to some eyewitnesses, asking them what exactly occurred. As you can see on your screen right now, the pile up of 36 vehicles on the M41 and M4 road in Mhlanga. Many people don't know what happened. I was asking some eyewitnesses, did they see the truck colliding with the vehicles? And all of them are saying that no, it happened in a blink of an eye. I'm going to try and see if we can't speak to some people. Many have been hesitating to speak to some people to speak to over here. Sorry, ma'am, you live on SABC News. Were you involved in the accident?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah, a truck just came in from the back, just rushing through and plowed through the cars, and I managed to see it go over. Yeah.
Were you traveling with your child in this car?
I was, yes. I was taking it to school.
Talking to us. Like I said, many are still very disorientated and confused as to what happened, and this is what you are seeing on your screen right now as Butembe shows you live visuals of this pile-up on the M41 road. Now, we have tried to speak to paramedics as well as Metro Police that are on the scene. Unfortunately, many are saying fire emergencies are also here. They are trying to see which cars have been severely affected. Let's see. Eyewitnesses. Sorry, you are live on SABC News. Were you involved in this collision?
No. We are one of the first responders on scene. There's been multiple vehicles with multiple patients, but all have been accounted for so far. We're thankful that there haven't been any fatalities reported.
I see the truck is further down this road. Is the driver here? You know?
From the reports that we've received, the driver has fled the scene.
The driver's fled the scene.
Yeah.
Has there been any other reports coming out about this accident? Wide plowed into these 36 vehicles?
No, ma'am, we haven't got any more information on that.
Thank you. Gentlemen from KZN VIP Medical Services who say they were first responders on the scene. Let's try and see if we can't speak to someone from the ambulance. Ethekwini Fire and Emergency Services. Sorry, sir. You live on SABC News. Can we just try and get a word or two from you in terms of what occurred this morning?
Ma'am, I'm afraid I'm not in a position to comment at this time. Yes, we're currently here, we're managing the scene, and that's about all we can say.
Thank you very much. Thank you. As you can see, medics and emergency personnel are quite busy at the moment. We'll try and see if we can't squeeze a word or two from them. Right now, their main concern is to try and get people out of these vehicles, to try and see if any more people have been injured. This accident occurred an hour ago. Like I said, many are still disorientated and confused. See if we can share this. BBC News, can we talk to you? Did you see what happened?
Not really. I just saw the truck go by and a whole lot of chaos in its wake.
Were you alone in your vehicle?
My dad was with me.
Let's try and see if we can't squeeze a word from Dad. Did you manage to see what happened this morning, sir?
Not much, no. Unfortunately, we just heard crash and bangs behind us. Luckily, we're at the front end of the queue, and we tried to veer off to the right to avoid impact. Couldn't, in that concentration, effectively didn't see the truck go past as well, but we were told that it's a massive truck that created the initial impact. So we just managed to get out of the way in time.
Just in terms of clarity, were all these cars in a stationary position?
No, a lot of them in movement. So a lot of the crash, bang, and the sounds we could see in the rearview mirror that cars were piling up against each other. And obviously, by the time we got here, the minimum impact from vehicles being towed out of the way, being knocked out of the way, basically.
Talking to us. Well, there one gentleman talking about what occurred on the scene. 36 vehicle pile-up on M41. As you heard from IPSS, as well as KZN VIP, that the driver of the truck that ploughed into these vehicles allegedly fled the scene. We'll see if we can't try and speak to Metro Police or the police on that. What happened, ma'am?
It actually latched onto the vehicle and dragged the vehicle from the top to the bottom. And the two children with the mother was in the front. The two children were in the back.
Have they been taken to hospital?
Yes, they have. They have. 1 years old and the mum.
So when you said it latched onto the vehicle, you're talking about the truck, right?
The truck, yes. The truck literally dragged the vehicle from the top and it landed here. You can see it was like clawed.
Thank you so much for talking to us. Well, there you have it. This is the scenes that are coming out of the M41. We'll try and bring you more information as we get information on the ground. Personnel attending to this horrific accident are still busy. They are trying to see if they can assist those that have been injured. Like I said, 36 vehicle pile up, multiple injuries. Fortunately, no fatalities at the moment. It's back to you in studio. Well, that's correct. There has been an update on regards to how many vehicles were involved in this accident. But just to talk to us about what exactly happened this morning, I'm going to bring in the spokesperson of Emer-G-Med, Reenen. Carl, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you're very busy on the scene. Just talk to us. Multiple car pile-up, truck involved. What exactly occurred this morning?
Good morning. Yes, so at around 8 o'clock this morning, Emer-G-Med Paramedics go with multiple emergency service agencies. We responded to the M41 on-ramp to the M4 Ruth First Highway. So to paint the picture, we're coming from the Phoenix area towards the Durban North area. Reports from the scene indicate that a side tipper truck lost control, collided with, it's believed to be as many as 50 vehicles. However, the final count will come from the South African Police Services, who, as you can see, are currently doing their investigations. Multiple people were injured. At this point in time, we can confirm that as many as 15 people have been left injured, with one of them a pregnant female. She sustained some serious injuries and she was airlifted with the assistance of Netcare 911 aeromedic helicopter through to a private facility.
Carl, just in terms of ascertaining exactly what's going to occur here right now, I know that you are on hands are all on deck trying to get some people away from the scene. As it stands right now, do you know if this is a crime scene? There are reports that the driver of the truck allegedly fled. I know that you're not from the police, but just in terms of what's happening on the ground, if you can just paint a picture for us, what exactly and where exactly is the driver?
Okay, so at this point in time, I've got no liberty to comment on where the driver is. As you can see, with the spray paints and that's the South African Police Services collision unit, accident combating units are in attendance. They're conducting the necessary investigations, and I'm sure that further comment will come from them.
Carl, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Thank you, Bert. That was Carl van Reenen, spokesperson of Emer-G-Med, just talking to us about what occurred this morning at 8 o'clock. As you heard, he says that there's been one critical patient. She's pregnant. She's been airlifted to hospital. 15 others also injured, and a multiple car collision. I'm going to see if I can't try and speak to some more eyewitnesses and those that were involved in this collision. If Spoo Tembe behind the camera can just walk with me and see if we can't speak to this family that are standing over here. Good morning. You are live on SABC News. Can we speak to you in terms of what occurred?
Hi, how are you? Good, thanks. This is my niece, and then she was on her way to campus this morning, and she had met into an accident. Luckily, she avoided it, but just by a few meters.
Were you driving the car?
I was.
Did you see what happened?
Not really. All I saw when I turned, I saw all the cars coming down, and then I saw that van fly past me. Yeah.
Let's see if we can't try and speak to some more people. As you can see, there's still a lot of confusion on the ground here. Many that we have spoken to did not see what occurred. The truck came with a speed behind several vehicles. Carl van Reenen confirming more than 50 vehicles ploughing into them. We're going to see if we can't try and speak to some more people here. I see my colleague is busy with this lady. Let's go further up. And just to give you a sense of where we are right now, M41 joins M4. Now this truck that collided with all these vehicles is actually further down the road. I'm not sure if Spook can just swing the camera quickly and just show you how far he landed at the bottom of the road, right at the bottom over there. So after all this vehicle pileup that you're seeing on your screen right now, that truck is right at the bottom of the corner, joining the M4 as you go into Durban city. It's a few meters away from where the crash occurred. There are reports coming from multiple police, Metro Police on the ground, that the truck driver has indeed fled. It's also being reported allegedly that the truck itself had several number plates. So we're going to see if we can't get some of the factual information from the police so that they can tell us what exactly and where exactly the truck driver is, as this is now a crime scene. So we're going to see if we can't get the police to comment on this matter. As you can see, there's still a lot of confusion and chaos at this particular accident, and medical personnel as well, or cops, are very busy, and they've asked the SABC as well as several other media houses to please give them some time to find out what exactly happened, but also attend to those that are still here. Many of the drivers and as well as passengers rather, who did not sustain injuries, they are getting their version of events, taking down what happened. Let's see if we can't speak to some more gentlemen. Gentlemen, were you here when it happened this morning? Can we speak to you?
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Yes.
What did you see?
Okay, all I saw was from my rearview mirror, and I see a truck with speed coming down. And I just tried to move out. I came out this way, but it still knocked me. And that's it.
After the accident, can you just paint us a picture what occurred once the truck plowed into all these vehicles?
I was in shock. I'll tell you what, I was just trying to get out of my vehicle. And then I just checked that all these cars are piled up like this. It is sad.
Were you the only one in your vehicle at the time?
Yes, I was. I was the only one. Thank you.
Thank you for talking to us. Well, I think I'll leave it there and hand it back to you. We'll see if we can't speak to police and find out what exactly happened to the truck driver. Allegedly, he fled the scene, and see if we can't get any more information. This is a developing story, but we will bring you all the latest with regards to it. It's back to you in studio.
Jade, I don't know if you can still hear me. I wanted to ask you if at this point we know anything about the owners of the truck. Because truck drivers ordinarily are not the owner.
Yes, we haven't been able to get that information. Like I said, we've been trying to speak to police, but they've asked the media to please give them some time. We've only been able to speak to those first respondents on the scene, as you can see. But as the story develops, we will try and bring you that information. The truck itself is further down the road, so it's quite a long stretch. But once a police spokesperson arrives at this particular accident, we'll try and see if we can't speak to them and get information with regards to the truck driver, the truck owner, and also where exactly that truck driver is. As we are told, or reports are coming from the ground, allegedly that he has fled the scene. No one has seen him. Many of those that we spoke to, as you heard, just saw the truck plowing into these vehicles, but not many have seen the actual truck driver. And as you can see, in fire, emergency services, as well as medical services and police are on the scene to try and see if they can find any clues, find out what exactly happened, speaking to those that were involved in this horrific crash. But like I said to you, it is a developing story. We will be bringing you all that information once we get it on the ground.
But also, just earlier we reported that there were only 2 people who sustained serious injuries. Is this still the case? Has the number risen?
Can you repeat that question?
I was just checking on the numbers we reported on earlier where we were saying only 2 people sustained serious injuries. Are the numbers still the same?
Yes, the numbers are still the same. As we were told, 15 have been injured. 1 critical patient, she was pregnant. She has been airlifted to a hospital nearby in Mhlanga. That's what we are getting told. The people that you are seeing on the peripheral of the accident are those that were involved in the collision. They are awaiting information from police and also to find out where to from here. Many are still confused. They don't know what is going to happen. They've been told to stand next to their vehicles as they get their statements taken down. So many of the people that you're seeing right now, they were involved, but they managed to survive this horrific crash. It's really a miracle that over 50 vehicles were involved. 15 are injured and only 1 critically injured.